INEC takes action against 2023 electoral offenders, identifies 774 culprits. Can you imagine? So now, it is now 2025 that INEC want to punish the electoral offenders of 2023 election that finished around March. Abi, this INEC chairman is not a serious person, I'm telling you. And we're looking at, we'll go through and see the people that have been identified as electoral offenders, both the resident electoral commissioners and the INEC staff and all the ad hoc staff that they used and all the other community thugs that some of them politicians used. And if all of this happens and we have not seen somebody like MC Oluomo being brought into book with all that he did in Lagos for Tinubu, then it is not a clear fight. That is it. But again, let's get into the details. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has taken a step towards improving the country's electoral process. You may tell us we cannot do anything without telling us what happened to the INEC IRF portal that was shut down during the presidential election and you could not give the right figure and how you declared the winner. That is it. So every other thing this guy is doing is in shambles. It's just coloring. That is it. So according to INEC chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu, 774 alleged electoral offenders from the 2023 general elections are currently facing prosecution across the country. Okay, 774 offenders from 774 local government areas. That's one person per local government area. You're not a serious person. So speaking at the first quarterly meeting with media executives on Friday, Yakubu revealed that the prosecutions are being conducted in collaboration with the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA. However, he expressed concerns over delays in the process due to the absence of an electoral offences tribunal and a defined time frame for such cases. So is there nobody that can sue him too for his own lies that he told Nigerians about the RF portal that was shut down during the counting of the presidential votes? After prosecuting those people, then somebody should go for him. So Yakubu noted that regular courts burdened with multiple responsibilities often do not give electoral offences the urgent attention they require. So to address this challenge, INEC is advocating for the creation of an electoral offences tribunal with specific jurisdiction and a limited time frame for the speedy dispensation of cases. We hear you. Oh my God. It also highlights the challenges we face in dealing with electoral offenses. So the recent successful prosecution of a returning officer in Akwa Ibom State is a case in point. The commission has been diligently pursuing the case which arose from the 2019 general election. So you want to take credit for that case now. That case was instituted by the Akwa Ibom State Resident Electoral Commissioner then, before he retired, Mr. Igini. So you cannot take that credit. Igini should take that credit. That is it. So in this particular case, it took nearly 6 years to achieve the successful prosecution at the trial court. So through our collaboration with the Nigerian Bar Association, cases involving 774 alleged offenders from the 2023 general elections are being prosecuted. Okay. So far, successful prosecutions have been recorded in Kebbi and Kogi states, while our collaborations with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on vote buying has yielded similar results in Lagos, Kwara, and Gombe states. Yet, many cases are still pending. A major obstacle to the speedy dispensation of justice is in this regard is that electoral offences are not time-bound, as is the case with post-election offences through the tribunal. So furthermore, they are solely prosecuted by the magistrate and state high courts in the jurisdiction where the alleged offences are committed. So no priority attention is given to such cases as the courts deal with a variety of other cases. Consequently, electoral offences are carried out over or are carried over from one general election to another, which may sometimes affect the diligent prosecution of the cases. So it is therefore imperative to renew our call for the creation of the Electoral Offences Tribunal that have a specific jurisdiction and limited time frame for the speedy dispensation of cases. I urge the media to join in this patriotic advocacy for the good of our electoral democracy. Look at this man talking now. Are you talking to children? Eh? Are you talking to children? First of all, it's not the same judiciary that's in your pocket. It's not the same judiciary that will speed up the cases of poor people that do not have defense. But the cases that are involving big men, big politicians, continue to lie fallow and become cool case. Over time, will become forgotten. Is that not what we're experiencing? This man thinks he's talking to kids. He's talking to children. So that institution, the Inec boss said the commission will continue to partner with the media, especially the Nigerian Union of Journalists, as a critical stakeholder in the electoral process. So he said, you may recall that 114 accredited media organizations deployed 721 personnel to cover the recent off-cycle governorship election in Edo State, while 112 organizations deployed over 700 staff for the Ondo State governorship election. We look forward to the same partnership and support in all our forthcoming elections and electoral activities. Did he stop the rigging? He did not stop the rigging. So what are you telling us? All those deployment did not stop the rigging. Okay, so already the commission has released the timetable and schedule of activities for the Anambra State governorship election to be held on the 8th of November 2025. Party primaries begin next month. Can you imagine? Political parties interested in fielding candidates for the election shall commence their primaries on the 20th of March 2025 and end 3 weeks later on the 10th of April 2025. So at the appropriate time, the Commission will release the details for interested media organizations to apply for accreditation through the online portal, which all of you are now familiar with. Similarly, the Commission has released the timetable and schedule of activities for the area council elections in the Federal Capital Territory FCT, holding on the 21st of February 2026. However, most of the major activities for the election will be held this year, including party primaries and the nomination of candidates for the 68 constituencies made up of 6 area council chairmen and 62 councillors, scheduled to hold from 9th to 30th June 2025. So in addition to the end of tenure election, there is an increasing number of by-elections to be conducted. So in the last 3 weeks alone, vacancies have occurred in 1 federal constituency and 2 state constituencies, caused by the death of 7 members. So in another state constituency, the state assembly declared the seat vacant as a result of absenteeism following the prolonged absence of the member from sitting of the House in violation of Section 109, Section 1F of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. So the matter of pending by-elections is also on the agenda for this meeting. Can you imagine? I want to reassure you of our commitment to continuously improve on the electoral process. Every election or electoral activity presents its own unique challenge and an opportunity to learn lessons for improvement. The recent Ondo State governorship election has been widely acknowledged to be an improvement, especially in the management of logistics and performance of election technology. We will strive harder to ensure the continuous improvement of our elections. However, being a multi-stakeholder responsibility, we appeal for the continuous support of all and sundry, especially in critical areas of reform. Okay, so you have spoken well, but the question is, you need to tell us what happened in the presidential election of 2023 before we know that you are truly fighting for electoral offenses and electoral corruption. So is Inec chairman, Professor Mahmood, this is the first person to be prosecuted for electoral fraud before any other person in Nigeria. I beg, make una go sleep. Exactly. The guy had just said exactly what I wanted to say. Any prosecution without Inec chairman is exercising futility, and that I agree. The number one criminal is freely walking about this country. It's a scam. Only in Nigeria corruption fights corruption. Serious joke. I'm telling you, corruption fights corruption in Nigeria. See Mumu talking about electoral offenses. Confirmed electoral criminal is prosecuting people for electoral malpractices. Very, very absurd. Difficult to hear, I'm telling you. Professor Mahmood Yakubu is the number one offender of election. Exactly. He announced fake results and stand to defend the announced to defend it. I'm telling you, Professor Mahmood Yakubu is the number one offender. He announced fake results and stand to defend them after eating huge bribe. And he's here telling us that people are being prosecuted. What a betrayal. Okay, so thank you for listening, and let's have your comment over this Professor Mahmood Yakubu's position.